Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again, and you're on the mic. So today, what I'm going to talk about today is, of course, Vic Mignogna, the path forward. Basically, right now we're of course waiting to hear back from Judge Shupp on the remaining counts. You know, the defamation counts against Funimation and Monica and Ron Toy, Monica Rial and Ron Toy, as well as the conspiracy against Rial and Toy. Not really much to say about that until we hear back, until the judge makes his, final decision on those. So, no matter what the result of the case is, what options does Vic have moving forward? I think as those of us who have supported him, I think we've done I hope we've done a pretty good job of at least helping to, maintain his, his good reputation, even though they, other side has gone down trying to burn him down. So, okay, and we know that regardless, unless there's some major changes in Funimation, and even with that, that may not even be 100%. I think we all pretty much know Vic is never again going to work for Funimation nor Rooster Teeth. Now that may be in the end a good thing, but even if they begged him, I don't know if he'd really want to go back, considering, especially if if those who are centrally involved in burning his life down are still there. Going into such an environment in which there's a group of coworkers who just despise you so much that they'd be willing to, to basically drive you to your death. They have their way. So with that option off the table, what does that mean for Vic moving forward then? What is the path forward for Vic? Well, he's got a couple of options. There's one more that's been talked about more recently. I'll talk about that in a minute. One of the things I've, of course, been pushing is, especially considering how he started with ADV, when he got into the voice acting industry, he started out with ADV in Houston. Figure, and as far as we know, and on several occasions, Ty and Nick have confirmed this or have stated that, he's not banned at Sentai, and Ty even says he's still working. I'll take Nick and Ty any day. I'll trust them, over the other side, because they've proven to be honest men. Okay, I can understand if these companies don't want to come out too loudly publicly for Vic right now for how Funimation might try to turn him. And we all know that Funimation is trying to become a monopoly in the anime industry. I think that's obvious. But one option is that he goes and he's I think they still got. From what I understand, Bang Zoom probably does still have some projects for him involving JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, as in the role. I think from what I understand, there's some stuff with Rohan, like an OVA or something like that he's still doing. So, going and working for, coming back out to LA, going back and forth between LA and Houston, work for Bang Zoom, Viz, and Sentai Filmworks. I think, as a fan, I would like to see that. I'd love to see him go back to. I'd love to see him work for Sentai, just simply to give them more exposure. Because there's a lot of good and talented people at Sentai who don't get enough credit. Kyle Kobe Jones, Kira Vincent Davis, Jay Hickman, Blake Shepard. Well, right now, as everybody knows, Food Wars is on Toonami on Saturday night, Sunday mornings at 1 a.m. That's a pretty good show with Blake Shepard, Stephanie Whittles, and Jade Saxton as the three main characters there. Guys, check it out on Toonami. So as I was saying, I would love to see Vic go back to Sentai and help give them exposure to, Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, Sentai's a different company from ADV. Well, yes and no. Yes, they are a different company, but they're still run by a lot of the same people who are running ADV. So, a lot of the same voice actors and actresses are still working there with them that were working with ADV. According to the research I did, I believe that the guys who founded ADV, John Ledford and Matt Greenfield, also work for, are also the guys who founded Sentai. So of course I'd like to see him work. I'd like to see him work for Sentai to help give them more exposure. Be nice to see him out here in LA as well. It'd even be nice to see Media Blasters. Media Blasters has been doing stuff out in New York where they've been using voice actors from all over the country. And we know that Vic has done a lot of remote recordings for his work when he's been having to go back and forth between the different studios. So that's always a possibility. Be nice if NYAV Post would pick him up as well for some of their stuff. Okay, so it would be nice to see him get some work for, as far as we know, Sentai and Bang Zoom still doing work for. It'd be nice to see him get more work from them to help maybe highlight their brands a bit more, really bring them out more. Now that's not the only option for him though. One option that's been getting talked about more and more of late is possibly Vic going out and starting his own anime company. That would really be interesting. I know, like we've seen that a lot from like Tug and Yellow Flash, where in the comics industry you have some of these independent comic creators who are bucking the old system, as it were, and just using sites like Indiegogo and stuff to bring their products out and about, and Vic could do that. And considering what's been going on, especially for like Todd and Chuck and all that, might be in. Now the other day, of course, we found out, I guess on Unlocked, Vic had talked about how there are actually quite a number of voice actors who've come out privately to him, expressing their support, and and that's kind of a nice thing to hear. And it's understandable too why they'd be doing it privately, because of the fact they don't want to get dragged into all this. Vic doesn't want them getting dragged into it. Those who are supporting him, even behind the scenes, And considering some of the calamity going on at Funimation right now, like here's one of the things that I would, if Vic was to start his own dubbing company, this is one of the scenarios I would like to see happen. We know Toei's not happy with Funimation right now, of how they're not happy with the fact that, particularly with the leaks that came out recently, how Funimation just totally disgracing the brand of Dragon Ball with their behavior. There's been a lot of talk and speculation about, if Toei does take the Dragon Ball license away from Funimation, we've talked about maybe giving it back. Well, I don't know if you'd call it giving it back to Ocean Dub, because Ocean Dub is still doing the dub of Dragon Ball in Canada for Canadian audiences. Possibly, some people, Bang Zoom, I know. Well, Bang Zoom, I believe, is the one that's handling the dub for the Southeast Asian market, Southeast Asian English-speaking market. So whether it's in that particular case, whether it's Bang Zoom or Viz that picks it up, be basically the LA-based voice actors and actresses that I'd be grabbing that. But let's just say for a moment, Toei did take away, theoretically, Toei did take away the license from, the IP from Funny. Wouldn't it be quite ironic if, as Funimation is crashing down on itself, if a number of the VAs who do support Vic there, I think there are some, I'm not going to speculate as to how many, but I do know there's at least a few, maybe a handful of them at least, who probably do support Vic behind the scenes. They won't come out and say it. They can't because, they don't want to lose work, obviously. But wouldn't it be funny, I mean, theoretically, now this is one of the things I would like to see if Vic was to start his own dub company. Toei was to take the Dragon Ball IP license away from Funimation, give it to Vic's company, bring back some of the voice actors who, see if, Stephanie Nadolny, Tiffany Vollmer. There was another Monica, as I recall. I don't know if her last name was Anatelli or something like that. It wasn't Monica Rial, but there was another Monica who actually was the first voice of Puar in Dragon Ball in the early season, like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And then she was eventually replaced, I think, by Monica Rial. But bring some. I don't see Bryce Armstrong coming back because he's retired. If he's still alive, I think he's in his 80s already. I think he's been retired for years. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about when I say Bryce Armstrong, he was he was a Funimation voice actor. He was the narrator for the first Dragon Ball season. For the funny dub of the first Dragon Ball season. He's also Mr. Takada in Yu Yu Hakusho, the vice principal character in Yu Yu Hakusho. He was Dr. Marco in Full Metal Alchemist. So yeah, but depending upon obviously all of Sabat and Shemel's characters would probably be ultimately recast. But what would be interesting would be to see if Toei was to take the license away from Funimation, give it to Vic company if he was to start one, him bring back a lot of the voice actors and actresses who and those, of course, obviously more loyal to him, bring them in, redub the entire series, maybe even bring some of the Ocean Dub VAs down to voice some of those roles, But again, with all that, that would probably be the highest point of irony if Vic did end up starting his own dub company, and one of the first licenses he got was Dragon Ball, and because Toei just got tired of Funimation's garbage and took the license away from them and gave it to Vic, and then just had Vic just completely redub the entire franchise. All the series, the first series, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z Kai, GT, Super, and just have, like, in a way, even, and even the movies as well, and just have one solid continuity of voice actors throughout. We don't have to worry, like, we don't have to worry as much about, the, like, well, we had Stephanie Nadolny as, Kid Goku and Gohan, for Dragon Ball and possibly for Z, but then, they're gone for Kai and all that. Just have one straight up line of continuity there. That'd be nice. One set of voice actors for the whole franchise. But that's stuff to possibly look forward to. So anyway, so as I said though, those either, hopefully maybe Sentai and Bang Zoom start using him more, and or he starts his own dub studio. So those are primarily, I see, as the two options for Vic moving forward, at least from a career standpoint. So so if you check the links below, if you want to contact me directly, my Twitter handle will be down there. See, I also have a number of studios that I'm helping to promote. Guys can check them out. I have the links in there for most of them. Ocean Studios doesn't have a website, unfortunately. As much as I look, they don't have one right now, so might have to go to Wikipedia or something to find, or even ANN to find information on what shows that they do. But also, you guys, also check out my voices, as I do more of the voices videos. Check those out, and especially when they premiere on Friday, and find out like what a lot of these voice actors do a lot of their work, and for those things that maybe you haven't seen yet, you can check those out. But anyways, I also have a couple GoFundMes that I'm promoting right now. Vic's, of course, he always needs the help. And with that too, guys, always remember you're not obligated to. Don't feel like you have to donate. If you have because Vic, I'm sure these people who need the donations don't want you to go broke over them. Okay, I know Vic doesn't. Okay, I don't think Tug does either for his Indiegogo. If you guys are able to, and it's on your heart to do so, please consider donating. If you've already donated, then please consider donating again if it's in your ability to and on your heart to do so. And if you can't donate, you can still help out by sharing the links. You can share the links as well. And as always, guys, if you like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Basically in the last couple of days here, I've picked up like 9 subscribers, which I'm happy for, and I want to thank Tug's help with that as well, because he's been he's been promoting my channel, on some of his live streams, and when I've talked about it and stuff like that. So I want to thank Tug for his help with that, and welcome the 9 new subscribers. I know some of you probably gave me a Tug raid last night for my Anime Cons preview, and I appreciate that. Hope you guys will consider joining me, for every preview, and spreading the word around for what I'm trying to do with the previews. As some of you know, I'm doing Anime Con premieres on Tuesday night, to give you an idea of where maybe some of your favorite voice actors, and maybe some voice actors you don't know a whole lot about, are going to be, that you may want to go say hi to. And also I have Voices Big and Small, which will be premiering every Friday night in which I'll be doing VA profiles. Last week's was, this last Friday's was Todd Habercorn, and the video's, of course, still up. You guys can go ahead and go check that out if you'd like. This Friday, it will be Dorothy Elias Fawn of the Fawn family. I hope to see you guys there at the premiere. Guys, let's keep the conversation going, because it's always fun to chat. As long as we're, of course, civil and respectful towards each other. So let's keep the conversation going, because you're on the mic, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.